as well. I always enjoy coming to be with you. I'm seeing this big notification on my screen that says this meeting is being recorded. It doesn't seem to be going away, but anyway, I love coming to be with you, and it gives me always an opportunity to bring my thoughts together about what is most up for me that I would like to share on this at this time with all of you. And yeah, I really appreciate the depth of your practice and feeling now how you have been sitting for these last few hours, and the depth is very evident. And I'm sorry, I'm a little distracted by this little notification because it makes me not be able to see you, and I like to look at you while I'm speaking. Is there any way to get rid of
I think
that?
you can just press one of the options there and it will remove it,
Oh,
Cynthia.
I see. Continue. Yeah, sorry about that, Jeff. All right. Whew, breath, tech. Well, okay. So I was in touch with Joanna in preparation for this time, and I asked her what you all might be interested in my focusing on. And she shared that some of you have been reflecting on the deep uncertainty of these times and how the last year has catalyzed even more uncertainty as things have been unraveling. And I think we're all sitting with questions about how to be with the unknown, how to release the control that we think that we have over our lives when everything seems to be falling apart. Now, how do we surrender and let go? And, you know, in addition to how much is so bad in the world, seemingly, we can also sense that under the surface of the dominant culture, something new is rising to the surface. And that's what we want to feed. That's the, you know, the thing to focus on. Otherwise, we'll go under with all that is going under. So my efforts have been around cultivating the awareness of what that is, that new thing that's rising and surfacing in our lives. We are alive at an amazing time. And yes, there is so much suffering. But there is also this new awakening happening. So my question is, what does this new world look like? And how can we grow and transform to meet this moment and make space for what is bubbling up from the depths, both in us and around us? You know, so that we're not caught by the fear or the worry about the uncertainty, but are able to ride those waves and create that space in our lives for the new to enter in that will contribute to this new world, new, more beautiful world, as Charles Eisenstein might say. So I do recognize a number of you from past sessions that we've had together here. And so you may be aware that I have shared or been part of my previous sharings about the global healing practice that I received from the 106-year-old Lama in the cave in Nepal, and my 30 years of pilgrimage around the world with these earth treasure vases. And you may have also been present for, I think it might have been my last visit with you, when I spoke about this visualization practice and mantra recitation practice of Tara Gaia that has come to me in answer to my own prayers to form a direct connection to Gaia. That practice being part of the Vajrayana tradition that I have been part of for so long. A new part of the Vajrayana tradition. So you may also know that I've reframed the Buddhist core practice of taking refuge in the three jewels in the context of the earth as the embodiment of those three jewels, of the teacher, the teachings, and the community. So these are the ways that my own Dharma practice has evolved over the years. And I've really come to see the earth as the great awakener, Gaia, for us now in these times when the old story is dying and the new story is in the process of being reborn. When I'm uncertain about how to meet the moment, as I am often, I go to Gaia. I go back to the earth. And I feel, as I'm sure many of you do too, that these times are calling for us to listen deeply to her voice in us and to respond with everything we've got, while not losing our connection to our true source, our base, our center, our ground, the ground of our being. I really feel as if these times are calling not for individual enlightenment, but for collective awakening in relationship to the earth and to the very precious web of life that we are all a part of. We realize that transformation and healing is going to take all of us, that we need each other like we never have before, that she needs us. And we can't avoid the fact that we're all in this together. It's amazing, it makes me want to cry when I tap into that place of our connection and our shared understanding that this is where we're at. I've been writing a book, and in the course of my writing, I've had a surprising experience, a lot of surprising experiences, but it was amazing when I began to imagine the Buddha as a woman. I never allowed myself to imagine that before. And it rearranged everything for me as I considered this great teacher as an embodiment of the feminine. Because of course, the Dharma, various Dharma schools are very patriarchal, as is the dominant culture. So imagining the Buddha as a woman shifted that ground for me. And I also explored that famous moment under the Bodhi tree on the verge of awakening when the Buddha summoned the earth to witness her enlightenment. And we can imagine that in that moment, the Buddha was able to recognize the ground beneath her and her place within the web of life. And what other witness would there have been to call on in that moment? This new moment. And so she touched the earth in a gesture of connection to ask for support from the earth in realizing, in releasing her attachment to a limited sense of self that was blocking the realization that was upon her. And that support was given, that insight, that connection was offered. And so if we take refuge in the earth, if we imagine the Buddha as a woman, if we draw back from the vast expanse and root ourselves into the soil of Gaia, as we are being invited to do right now, what then? What is the invitation now? If the path of liberation can be experienced as feminine in nature, is the destination the same? Is the goal still enlightenment? Or does what it means to be enlightened change? Where is the path of awakening leading us now? And there's another dimension to our path of awakening now, our path of global healing. And it includes responding to the issues of social justice. We're seeing the great need for liberation for all, not just some. And so maybe it will help us if we remember that liberation is actually another word for enlightenment. And put the effort of our practice into shifting our focus from me to we. We may be aware of the teachings on absolute and relative truth in the Dharma. But despite what those teachings have told us, and they have been handed down for many generations, if we make a separation between absolute and relative truth, we're actually, I feel, avoiding Gaia's calling to respond to the suffering of these times. And instead, we're participating in keeping the old power structures in place and reinforcing our separation from each other by kind of hiding out in that relative world and not actually engaging with the relative reality that we're a part of. So the practice becomes much more embodied, much more connected, and non-dual, actually. So we need to cultivate the kind of bodhicitta that truly does include all beings. Recognizing that we are inseparable. We are, as Thich Nhat Hanh would say, that notion of interbeing. We are, I am here because you are there. And applying that to our global situation and the call of the times. So I've been asking myself a lot, what does collective awakening look like now? What does that, how do we do that? And how can we arrive at the other shore, the shore of liberation, from the shore of suffering to the shore of liberation together? How do we wake up now? What is the quickening that each of us is hearing? And how can we support each other in this process? So I want to offer you a guided meditation that I hope might take us a little ways down that path. Somehow, I'll be curious to hear your reflections and experiences. And I'm hoping that our practice together might open the way for further engagement and reflection on some of these questions. So we'll do the guided meditation, and then I think there'll be a short break, and then I wanted to take us into a walking meditation, and then open the circle for sharing about what we've seen and experienced. So thank you. So with that, we shall proceed. I'll start with some opening verses, refuge and bodhicitta verses of Gaia, and then the guided meditation. So here's the bell. Perfection of wisdom, mother of Buddhas, bodhisattvas, and all beings, nourishing, holding, and healing all. Great Mother Earth, precious jewel of the cosmos, to you we bow in gratitude. We take refuge in the earth as our teacher, the one who shows us the way in this life. We take refuge in the earth as an expression of the Dharma, the teachings of interbeing, understanding, and love. We take refuge in the earth as an embodiment of the Sangha, the vast interdependent community of life in balance and harmony. Living within the web of life on earth, we dedicate ourselves to embodying awakened awareness on the path of healing in service to all beings. We dedicate our lives to realizing our oneness with Gaia. So please take a few deep breaths now. Allow your breathing to deepen. Breathing in and breathing out. Feeling your body relax. With each breath, becoming more and more calm and connected, centered and open, aware that the life force energy of Gaia is entering our own body, connecting body, speech, and mind, bringing us into the present moment. Sensing now the ground beneath us, the earth, providing stability and nourishment. And allowing our energetic roots to reach deep down into the earth. And opening our hearts to the vast energies of the entire cosmos. Just feeling our place in the family of things. And as we do, feel our place in the family of things, let's also call on all of our teachers and guides, ancestors, elders, lineage masters, Buddhas and bodhisattvas and wisdom beings that we feel connected to, that inspire us. And invite them to be present with us now, open to receiving their presence. And invite their blessings for you and for everyone who is present for this meditation, for all beings. And as you breathe in, receive this blessing of love and clarity, wisdom and guidance. And feel these blessings entering all the way into your deepest heart of hearts in the form of light. And on your out breath, send that love light, empowered by the blessings of all of these sources of inspiration, to everyone who is present for this meditation. And breathing in, receive the love that is being sent. And breathing out, again, sending this on. Breathing in and breathing out, receiving and sending. And gradually imagining that this circle also includes all of our family and friends. Our communities, countries, and continents, so that eventually we're surrounding the whole earth and all beings and all places everywhere with this great blessing of love and caring. Imagine this energy of love traveling through the song lines and meridians of the earth, offering the gift of our caring to all of the people, animals, plants, and places that are in need of healing and protection all around the whole planet. And see this vital energy also flowing into your own location, your own special place in nature, in your own region. And feel this vital energy also flowing into you as a holy vessel. Flowing into you so fully that it overflows and radiates out in the form of light into the vast interdependent community of life on earth. And now let's bring our awareness back into the circle that we are, this group. And imagine we are standing in a sacred space, like a temple. Maybe we're in a clearing in the forest, or a cathedral with spires, or a simple thatched roof hut, or a circle of stones by the shore of a lake. or a beautiful monastery with incense wafting through the air. And in the middle of our circle appears noble Taragaya, mother of Buddhas, mother of all creation, embodiment of the earth herself, radiating golden light from her heart. She is of a golden brown complexion, and she's garbed in blue and green. And with two of her 4 hands, she blesses us and dispels all fear. And with the other 2, she's holding an earth treasure vase that radiates golden light. She turns to each of us, asking us to place our energetic prayers and intentions into the vase. And as you face this vase, see it being filled with the dazzling light of all of your most heartfelt intentions. See it filled with love and compassion, healing and protection for the whole earth, for all sentient beings. And see this vase shining with more and more brilliance in Taragaya's outstretched hands as each person adds their offering. Until the vase is fully empowered and blessed. Radiating light. As Taragaya then reaches down and places this holy vessel upon the surface of the land. And through her compassionate powers, it sinks down into the ground, penetrating deep into the body of the earth as an offering, resting within the bosom of Gaia herself. And as the vase sinks into the ground, see it instantly connecting with all the other earth treasure vases around the world, activating and awakening the power of all the prayers they contain. Prayers for universal healing, protection, transformation, renewal, wisdom, understanding, liberation, and compassion for all beings. And see the whole earth being blessed with enlivening creative energy as we pray with one voice and open hearts that this vase will now work to transform all of the suffering and obscurations that prevent humanity from cherishing its mother. Let us see the vase granting wisdom to our leaders, helping to transform the entire world where all may live in peace and harmony, free from fear, free from disease and illness, famine and war. With the earth being restored from pollution and desecration, and all beings living in joy and happiness on a planet vibrating with love and wisdom. Now, with the vase embedded in the body of the earth herself, imagine Tara Gaia dissolving into light before your very eyes and melting into the ground of being. Her rays of light flooding you with peace as you find yourself gently sitting on her sacred ground. And taking a few deep breaths in and out, you slowly reach out your hand and touch the earth beneath you. Feeling the presence of the earth goddess as you summon her to witness you taking your seat ever more completely. And with each breath, you relax into the awareness that you are an integral part of the interconnected web of life, a living vessel of healing in your own unique way. Resting in this awareness, you become conscious of the wisdom and compassion needed to fulfill your special purpose in this life. And you listen deeply, opening to receive guidance from Gaia herself. When you come to see and understand how to respond compassionately, take action effectively, for the benefit of all life on earth, and you become aware of being held in her embrace of loving kindness and compassion. Mm. Now gently allow the visualization to dissolve into light, knowing that Mother Gaia is holding you and your sacred intention in the spirit of great perfection that underlies all things. And with gratitude, we give thanks for our opportunity to be vessels of healing and protection at this time. And taking another deep, slow in-breath and deep, slow out-breath. And please bring your awareness back into your body, feeling your feet on the floor, grounded on the earth, in your own place. And open your eyes to come back to the circle. If I'm not mistaken, there'll be a 15-minute break now, and we'll return at the top of the hour for walking meditation and conversation.